All right, Shane, jumping to the next game here. Kentucky, man, they finally put it all together. And boy, do I feel like a dumbass picking them Tigers because Kentucky just rolled them 42-21. And as crazy as this sounds, I mean, it wasn't even as close as that final score would indicate. Kentucky just dominated this. This is the Kentucky we thought we were getting after week one. This was essentially a mistake-free performance, and they just went for 330 rushing yards on LSU's defense. You know, the defense forgot to show up. They must have left them back in Baton Rouge because they did not, give 110% on this one. But Kentucky had two rushers go over 100 yards, Chris Rodriguez and Kavasi Smoke. This was maybe the most effective we've seen from Will Levis. We finally saw, it seems like Kentucky doesn't want him running around a ton, but that's what he did at Penn State, and that's what we saw in this game. Hell, he looked like Tim Tebow on that one run. And now that LSU, this was the first time they showed life in the running game, and then all of a sudden they don't have a passing attack. And Keishawn Butte, unfortunately, man, he got carted off. It remains to be seen whether he's, how bad he's injured or if he's going to play the rest of the season. And everybody wondering if Coach O's going to get fired. But, man, they are not fighting for that man at the moment, and that's a terrible, terrible sign. But what are your thoughts, Shane? I mean, hell, I mistakenly said, well, Kentucky's luck come to an end. I just meant their streak more than anything. But, oh boy, them Wildcats didn't let me live that one down on Friday.
No, I don't know why you hate Kentucky, Mike. I've been saying it all year. These guys are legit. Oh, man. Well, hey, fool me once, shame on me. This fool me again, no, it ain't happening. So this Kentucky program is legit, brother. Yeah. Top to bottom, offense, defense. There's even – hell, their punting game. I get excited watching that punter sit back there and hold the ball for 10 seconds before he punts the thing. It's like they've just got it figured out. The fans are pumped up. LSU came in there back against the wall. You thought, man, this is going to be a game, brother, and it was not. From start to finish, this was all Kentucky. Rodriguez looked like damn Emmitt Smith out. I don't want to say Emmitt Smith. He looked like a living legend. They should have been halftime. They should have been putting a statue out front of him, man. I mean, the kid
9 yards per carry
program. Yeah, I used to remember Benny when Benny was up there. I was a huge Benny fan. I still love him. I mean, I'm a Pittsburgh fan. You guys know that, but I don't know, man. I think Mark and them, they find them. They find talent. They make talent. They made Rodriguez into one of the best running backs in the SEC. And not to mention Kavasi coming out here and getting another 100. This team is hitting on all cylinders, and it all starts up front. There's such a push. If you watch, when they decide to run the ball, I mean, sometimes Smoke is running 4 or 5 yards before he's even touched. Anybody can run back there. Mark could be toting the ball back there for all we know. These guys up front have decided to take over, and it's awesome for them because when Will needs to throw the ball, that box is loaded 9 times out of 10. He's just picking wide open guys. Mm-hmm. So things are all, like I said, Kentucky is undefeated, and I've never been more excited about a Kentucky-Georgia game in my entire life.
Yeah, well, and right before we jump to that, Shane, I just wanted to say, this game, it's so concerning if you're LSU because we basically, it's the inverse of what we're expecting historically of a LSU Kentucky. Regardless of how good Kentucky is coming into a game like this, you think LSU is going to wear them down with their talent, with their depth, with the line of scrimmage in the second half. Yet that's exactly what Kentucky did to LSU and all their roster with better players if you go by recruiting rankings, but clearly not on the field, not on the development, everything going there in Lexington. And we got ourselves a ball game, like you said, in Athens next week, College Game Day and SEC Nation, both going to be in Athens for this showdown. There's only 2 teams, Shane, in the SEC undefeated. They're both in the East. The East tired of carrying the West in the SEC. Showdown in Athens, man. Georgia and Kentucky.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy, and it's going to be a hell of a game, Mike, because like I said, Kentucky's not afraid of Georgia, and Georgia's definitely not afraid of Kentucky. I mean, you got two programs that know they can win this game, and that's what makes it exciting. It's one thing to have game day to a team that's limped into an undefeated season, and at times I thought Kentucky was that program, but they are starting to find themselves, their identity at the perfect time. Mm-hmm. And one thing that scares me a little bit about Georgia is they've not had to. The Auburn game got close at times, yeah, but they didn't have to pull out anything. They didn't need their offense to win the game. They just, they just rely on the defense. What happens when a team comes in and actually scores the ball on? What happens if you got a team in there that actually runs the ball on Georgia, something we've not seen? You start doing that, then you can't rely on having an extra defensive back there. You've got to start loading the box and getting ready. Well, you got two very successful running backs coming to your. Let's don't get into that. We're going to be plenty of time to talk about that. I do want to talk about this, Mike, because I'm worried about Coach O. I love Coach O. You know that, Mike. I was a fanboy as soon as he got down there, but. I mean, it is LSU, and there are expectations. And when you look at that schedule, you got Florida, Ole Miss, Alabama, Arkansas coming up. I mean, it's not getting easier.
No.
Is Coach O here in 4 games, Mike? At the end of that slate, is he still the coach down there at LSU? Come on, I want to talk about the hot seat. I don't want to put him on it, but he's there. He's doing it himself. I'm surprised he even let him on the plane there in Lexington. You know what I'm saying? That's just – these guys are coming off, 2 years ago, national champs, man.
Yeah.
I get it. The team was loaded. They found some diamonds in the rough, and they came out and I think it was just a perfect storm down there. But to go from that, you don't understand. When you go from a national champ contender and then you hit rock bottom, it's there's so many fingers being pointed down there right now, and they're going to eventually want answers. You can always point that ring for a little bit, but after you start dropping games like Kentucky and potentially, I mean, they're looking at a potential 4-game loss coming up. I mean, I'm looking at the schedule. Not one of these teams am I going to predict LSU as a favorite.
Right.
Their next guaranteed victory is not till November 20th against UL Monroe.
Mm-hmm. How about this, Shane? Next LSU coach, Mark Stoops. I piss off Kentucky one more time in this segment. How about that?
I mean, you write the check. Anybody who wants to come coach at LSU's got a shot. Coach O, I think Coach O got the opportunity. He made the best of it,
yeah.
But it's starting to catch up to him. Something's starting to catch up to him, and I don't know if it's just terrible assistant coach hiring. I don't know if it's not getting this team right with recruiting or just schemed. This seems like at times, man, they're just lackadaisical out there. I know Coach O's a fiery guy, but it just feels like sometimes that fire is not coming out on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I felt good. I felt with the turnover, with starting the game with the turnover and having great field position, I felt like I wanted to play aggressive. I wanted to score, and if we didn't, I felt like we could keep them backed up there.
Mark, what was your evaluation of Will's performance?
I really thought he played exceptionally well. You could tell early on. To me, his comfort level was there. He looked really poised, really confident, and just going through his progression, making some really nice throws. I mean, maybe the numbers aren't overwhelming you, but I thought he was very clean. And what Liam has been working with him and being calm in the pocket, and you could see that carrying over, and you could see his confidence stepping up. And then the way he lays it on the line and he runs so physical, that just gives everybody a great boost as well. He's a tough kid, and just getting better and better.
Playing so well and kind of carrying.
I think there's none of that. I mean, it's just such a team. It's just such a team. No thought of that. I think we all have a lot of confidence that the offense is just getting better and better. And tonight that's pretty impressive to get them. Like I said, the biggest thing to me as a defense, got to have them so off balance, with running the ball and being able to throw.
Times, if you want to play in big games, you got to take care of business. It doesn't get much bigger than undefeated Georgia, undefeated Kentucky next week. What's kind of the mentality going into that game?
We just discussed it briefly. I just said enjoy it for a few hours, but get some sleep tonight, and they know, punch the clock on Monday. And coaches will be in there tomorrow morning, but players, we can't see them till Monday, so they need to rest up, heal up, get some treatment, and be ready to go to work.
Say it again.
What surprised you out of the results from tonight?
The 330 yards rushing. I mean, I knew they had a good rushing game, but 330 yards rushing, we got to be able to do something to stop that. And I do like the way we ran the football with authority. I like the way Ty ran the football. I thought he ran the ball very well. We made some improvement on offense.
Ed, with just the tough schedule you guys have coming, I guess just what confidence do you have that things can turn around right now?
A lot of confidence. We'll go to work tomorrow just like I did and plan on beating Florida like I do every day. And that's not going to change. I look at it one game at a time, one day at a time, and that ain't going to change.
Coach, for you personally, is this the toughest stretch you've had at LSU, and how do you block out the noise today?
Man, I'm not going to have a bad day at LSU. I'm a head coach at LSU, and I'm going to live one day to the fullest. I love being the head coach here. Is it tough? Yeah, but I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I never will. That never will happen.